Chairman. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here. I have just two highly unrelated questions, but I think that they both strike to an important point, and frankly, that's in responsiveness on the part of the Department. One, Mr. Secretary, we've been talking to your staff about the issue of post-deployment mobilization respite absence. I don't know who thinks these things up for names, but PDMRA is an important program put in place back in January 2007 to address those units who were mobilized for periods beyond what they were supposed to be. For example, the Minnesota National Guard was mobilized and sent to Iraq. They were there for 16 months, a total of a 22-month mobilization period. Nationally, there's over 23,000 National Guard members, over 10% of them from Minnesota, who qualify for this PDMRA payment. In some cases, it's thousands of dollars. Nobody's received a dime, not a single dime. And so the question is, when can these soldiers expect to receive these PDMR payments?
I'm going to need to take that one for the record.
Okay. Please do, and please get back to us quickly. I will tell you that this is a gigantic issue in Minnesota because we have such a large guard. They've been deployed multiple times. Some of them they're just now coming back, the Red Bulls from Iraq, right now in the process, and some of them are expecting to be deployed against 2011. And they've been told now for years that they have this money coming to them, and nothing's there.
Mr. Kline, and I would ask, actually I don't know about the payment piece, but I was just with them, and they have been spectacular. And what they've done in Basra, they've really become the model for this Advise and Assist Brigade. And General Nash and his troops are, as you know, incredibly proud of what they've done, and they really have been magnificent.
Well, thank you. Rick Nash is one of my heroes, as are those men and women in the Guard, not just the Minnesota Guard, but as you know, the Red Bulls stretches beyond that. But really, this issue needs to be addressed, Mr. Secretary. It really does, because they've been told month after month after month they've earned this, it's coming, and we haven't even seen the implementing instructions coming out of the secretaries. And it is in law. We need to do it. The other issue is, we've talked about this before, Mr. Secretary, and that's the issue of the charter for the NRO. We put in the last NDAA language requiring that charter be prepared and let us see it, and so far there's no charter. So the question is, do you know what the status of that is and when we might expect to see such a thing? That's a major organization with huge acquisition responsibilities and a horribly antiquated charter, and we just ought to get it done.
My impression is that a new charter has been drafted but is in interagency coordination. But let me check on the status of it, and we'll get back to you. I would like to have an answer to you on both of these questions by early next week.
I would really appreciate that. And you know, Mr. Secretary and Admiral, you know how this works. You've got some hard-charging major there who's drafted this thing, and I'll tell you the charter has been drafted repeatedly over these many years where we haven't had one. And it gets into a staffing sequence, and we all know what that means as it gets moved up and across and back down and everything. And you can staff one of these things until after I'm long retired, and frankly both of you are long retired, and somebody, maybe my son or something like that, or like Duncan D. will be in here, somebody's son will be asking, have we finished staffing the NRO charter? So please, I would appreciate that if we can get it next week. Thank you. I yield back, Mr. Chairman.